Hello everyone. In our last video, we talked about tuples, and now we are going to talk about conditional statements and loops. So, let's start with the conditional statements. Uh, what conditional statements are? Conditional statements is how your program makes decisions. Basically, you are telling Python if this thing is true or not, uh, or if it's true then do this, if it false then do this. This is the foundation of every piece of logic you will ever write. We will cover if else, if, elif and else, plus how to nest condition inside each other, and then comprehension and logical operators that make all of it possible. So let's just see. uh, the most basic thing you can learn is with the age, by checking age. So if age, we can use greater than symbol 18. Now this statements tell our code that if the age which is given is greater than 18, then you have to execute this block of code. You can write any, and once you are done writing this block of code which you want to write under this, if you certain condition, you can just directly uh, change the alignment and go back to the if alignment, and then write your if else condition. You don't need to write elif, you can even write if again and again. So here, as you can see, then let's just write, then you need to write an else condition. Here, as you can see, in both of those if statement, I have defined what is the condition here to execute this block of code. But as you can see in else, I haven't written anything because it doesn't need. Once these two conditions are executed, all the remaining things will automatically go to this else block. So this is the basic of if conditions. Python will check each condition in order. First of all, it will check this one, then this one, and then else. If nothing matches, then else condition. We can even use different kind of operators, and for example, you can even write, and what does this thing means here? These both of these conditions have to be true in order to execute this code block. Means if any one of these condition is not true, then this block of code will not execute. So you have to check it very carefully. Now if we can also write nested loops. For writing nested loops, what you need to do, you need to do only this. What does this nested loop will do? First of all, this loop will check these two statements. If both of them are true, then this block will execute. In this block, first we will check this condition. If this condition is true, then execute this code block. If this condition is not true, there is nothing here to execute in else statement, so we will automatically go out to this statement, and then we will execute this or either this. So here, these are the nested loops, sorry, nested uh, statements. A nested condition is just an if statement living inside another if statement. It can be useful for layered checks if you want to do, such as for example you want to check first of all age, then you want to check name or something else or address. Then if statement is nested statements will be useful. So this is how we will write if statement. Very basic thing we can write here is for the if statement. If you want to do question, it can be even number or odd number question. You simply have to use an if or else statement. For example, we will take a number equals to 10 and here we will do what, from 1 to the given number we have to find the count of even and odd numbers. So here you can do this. So first of all, let's check. Take a E equals to 0, O equals to 0. E will store the count of even number, O will store the count of odd number. So let's just write a for loop in range one to n minus 1, sorry, num plus 1. Then check if I modulus 2 equals to 0, then increase the value of E by 1, else increase the value of O by 1. So now we have, let's just run this program. Let me, so so here as you can see 5 odd number and 5 even number. Let's just change the number to some other number, 198. Here you can see 99 odd number, 99 even number. Let's take a random number, 138. So here you can see 69 odd number, 69 even number. Do it like this. As you can see 66 odd number, 65 even number. That's how we can use if statements. There can be more questions like this. You can try it on your own. Let's just there is one more question you can try on your own. Take two variables, username and password. If username is admin and password, for example, is equals to 1234, then print access granted, otherwise no. Use nested loop to do it. Now let's just start with loops. We should move on to loops now. So in Python there are multiple types of loops. We will start first by for loop. So here we are going to talk about loops. So loop, what are loops and how you can define it? So loops let you repeat an additional an action without copy pasting code over and over again. Python In Python, we have mainly two types of loops, uh, which are which for loop and while. For loop, which is great when you know how many times you have to iterate through when when our limitations are defined, but you can use while when you don't know how many times you are going to iterate through an list or a string. uh, we will also cover continue and break here with these loops. So first, how we can write these loops. For syntax, for first let's go to for loop. For loop is very simple. I in range, let's take it 10. So what it will do, the first thing, range, this range takes parameter. It can take up to three parameters. Let's just take it like this. So what will happen, first it will start from 0, sorry 1, because we have defined it 1. If we already only write 10 here, then it will start from 0, and this range will go to the given uh, limit and minus 1 of that. So it will go till 9 with a gap of 2 each. You can also write values in minus if you want to. You want, instead of increment, you want to do decrement. You can also go uh, in minus order. So let's just print it. So let's see if it print our desired output or not. As you can see, it print 3 5 from 1 3 5 7 and 9. Every single value in this have a gap of 2, and they goes from 1 to 9, which is from our first to our last element. Also, other things about for loop, you can directly iterate in a list, such as take an L here as a list. You can directly iterate in a list. You don't need to write range and then uh, take the element on that in ith index and then do some operation. You can directly take I from L. So that's for loop. So now let's just move to the while loop. So let's just move to the while loop part. For syntax, we can write while. Then there comes a condition. We will write condition later on. First, we will see how the inner block works. You can print anything. For example, we took like this. You can write true. This loop will print hello world for infinite number of times, because we have a condition called true, but we don't have a condition which tells the loop when to stop. So it will run forever. Instead, we can do something like this. For example, n equals to 0, n is smaller than or equals to 10, and after every single iteration we are incrementing. So what will happen, this will print hello world 10 times, because as you can see here, first we are checking the value of n, then we are printing hello world, then we are increasing the value of n by 1. So if first it will be 0, print hello world, then plus 1, now it's 1, hello world, then value becomes 2, then check again, hello world, value becomes 3, and so on. So let's just print it out. Let me just if we run it, you can see we are getting hello world 10 times. So that's while loop. If you are not careful with the condition you just wrote here, it can run forever, and it will break the system. So just be careful with your condition. And now here comes our statement such as continue and break. What does break and pass do? For let's just understand these three conditions with example of if else. So first of all, if you think you have an if condition and you have nothing to do there, nothing to write there, what you can do is simply you can write pass. You can simply write pass. What will pass do? Pass will say, okay, there is nothing here, just go for the next iteration. But because here we have something to do, we are removing pass. Then there is a break statement. What does break do? Break will make sure if this condition works now. So this code block has been executed. Now break. Break means break the loop. There is no need to go any further. We got the output we required, and now you can just simply close this loop. So this is what break will do. Now here comes the continue. What it's just opposite the break. So break will stop the loop, but continue will tell the loop that okay, we got what we want, but let's just continue for any further, and loop will keep iterating. So that's what these keywords means. So we have done break, continue and pass as well. So for loops are very good for repeating code, but eventually you want to package them up so you can reuse it again and again whenever you want without rewriting those loops or those code blocks. And for that we have to learn about functions, and we will learn about functions in our next video.